Welcome back everyone to Collector.not.hoarder. This is Tom, and I have an SGC reveal that I'm going to be going through today. I think SGC turned into PSA more than we even know. SGC, typical turnaround time was, 5 to 10 business days. They went a little bit longer on this one. They did 11 weeks, that is. It took 11 weeks to get all this back. If you remember, if you followed me for long enough, I did my first video this year, a few months back, and it was a preview of the submission of these cards. It was a 60 card submission, and it took them 11 weeks door to door, which, you know what, I kind of understand. I gave them a tricky submission. Out of those 60 cards, there was only one of them they didn't grade, and I think there were 16 of these cards they've never even graded before. So there was some work to be done on their side, so I can understand, but man, took a little while. I think they did a good job. Some grades were kind of surprises for me. A lot of stuff I have is low grade, but it was all pretty much to be expected. Before I hop into the submission, I want to share my winnings from Rocket Rick J's VR. I was the winner of this beautiful 1957 Topps Hank Aaron. This comes from the Well-Loved collection, and it is a tape parallel. If you were wondering, it is a tape parallel, and I love this. I don't have any 50s Aaron cards, and I think this is great to add to the collection. So, awesome card. Very cool. I was very happy that I won this. So, jumping right in, I'll just start with what I got sitting back here in the background. Finally got my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles set back. Love it. We got Raphael, we got Michelangelo, Leonardo, and Donatello. Hey, you know what? I'm a little nerdy, but I think they're pretty cool. Thought that was a great display. All right, first card I'm gonna hop into is the 1928-29 Wills Don Bradman. This is a Don Bradman rookie card. He's a cricket player. If you don't follow cricket and you want to know at least one person to collect, don't take it from me, but I would look at early Don Bradman cards. Bradman is probably considered the GOAT of cricket. I did get a 4 on this card. What I was really happy about is that it did come back a 4, and it matches my other Bradman rookie, which is also a 4. So I've had this one for a little while. I submitted this last year, and finally got around to submitting this one. So I have the pair in 4s now. I love it. These are awesome. Next, I have the 1909 Jack Johnson. It came back a 1.5. Kind of what I expected on this. The only thing that was kind of strange about this is SGC changed my title. So I know I selected 1909 Ogdens for this card whenever I submitted it, and they changed the title to 1908. Now this set that this comes from is a 1908-09 set. There are 2 series to it. The first series is the 08 set, and the second series is the 09 set. This comes from the second series, so this is technically an 09 card. They usually categorize it as 09. I selected 09, but they changed it to 08, so I might resubmit this to have the flip changed on there, because it bothers me a little that they didn't put the correct date on it. But overall, happy with that. Sticking with some wrestling, we had the George Hackenschmidt rookie. Got this in a 1. I was happy with that. Hackenschmidt is considered to be the first world heavyweight wrestling champion. And this is he's actually in the first series of the Ogden set, so this is truly a 1908 Ogden's Hackenschmidt. Another Hackenschmidt card, I submitted 2 of them. These are the 1910 Cope brothers. I got a 1 and a 2. So these will probably both go up for sale. Some of these cards that are in this return I will be selling because I have other copies of these, and I typically, just my choice, decide to keep the higher grade for myself. I have another one that I haven't submitted yet, but I feel that it could get a higher grade, but I may hang on to the 2 for now just in case to see what happens, but the 1 will definitely be for sale. very cool card, tough to find. Doesn't pop up too often. When it does, it can be kind of pricey for it. But next is a couple Hackenschmidt postcards. They're both from the 1908 Health and Strength series postcards. This one got the authentic because we got some tape on the back. Still clean. It was nice on the front, obviously back with a little damage, but this is a tough card to find. And this one is probably one of my favorite from the Health and Strength, is that pose that he's got there. Very cool postcard. And it's got a clean back to it. Got a little mark over here in the corner, but it's a 1.5. There is just like a slight bend in the card up here in this corner, but overall really nice. Very nice copy. Next up, we have some Charlie Chaplin cards. These are the 1920 F&J Smith Charlie Chaplin. These will be up for sale. I have other copies of these as well. This one got a 2.5, this one got a 3. But these are very early Chaplin, being 1920. But they got clean backs to them. Nice copies. And if I'm probably going a little quick on these, just because I don't want the video to run too long for everybody. Another Chaplin card. This is 1919 Charlie Chaplin Home Weekly. I forget how many cards come in this set, but this is number 8 out of that set. And they're all Charlie Chaplin cards that come from it. Just has him in different poses and doing different silly things. But a neat little Chaplin card. Haven't decided whether I'm selling that one yet or not. And also, I'm not going to be sharing everything from the submission that I did. I'm just trying to catch some of the key stuff. But this is 1910 Charlie Chaplin postcard. So very early Chaplin. He would have been super young in this. I don't know his exact age, but anything 1910 that's Chaplin, very early. So this is a postcard, and it's a real photo postcard. Let's see, what else? There's another postcard series for Chaplin, and this is card number 1 and card number 3 from the set. I'm trying to put together this set. It's only a 5-card set. I have 4 of the 5. These 2 will be up for sale, but these are clean, unposted postcards, and these are from 1915. So these are very early Chaplin as well. So you've watched my videos before, you know that I collect some Chaplin, and these are some of my favorite postcards that he's got, is these early 1915 ones. We will move on. We'll stick with some historical figures. And let's see. I have a couple graded copies here of the 1899 Stolwerk Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo. Da Vinci came back at 1.5, Michelangelo at 2. These have definitely gotten pretty hot over the last several months. Kind of picked up some steam on sales, getting kind of tough to get. These are definitely clean backs, nice copies. I have a few other copies of these cards, and I will be selling at least one of the sets. And let's see. I got a Albert Einstein, 1928. This is the Salem back. Salem back is one of the more common backs, but still, not a terrible grade for this card. I'm just a huge fan of this card. I want the full set of 5, which I do have, but I want them all to be in decent grades. And this one, I haven't decided yet whether this one will be up for sale or not. I haven't graded many of my other ones yet. But I do have one that is in a 1 that this will be up for sale. And this is actually a really nice looking one. And it does have like a crease kind of through the side of it that runs top to bottom. But the back, I mean, overall, everything is really nice with this. And for them to give it a 1, I was actually kind of shocked it got a 1. I was thinking maybe a 2. But still, that one will be up for sale. So anything that I show, guys, you can reach out to me and let me know. I do sell stuff on eBay. I post stuff on IG. And I'm actually very new to IG. I just started using it just to share some stuff that I get that I don't share on YouTube. But you can message me through there if you find me on there. I use the same handle. I use collector.not.hoarder on IG and on eBay. So you can search me out in both those platforms. But next up is the 1888 Duke & Sons Great Americans. This is Ben Franklin. This one is one that I was questioning whenever I sent whether it was going to be authentic or not. And by authentic, I don't mean like trimmed. I mean like I didn't know if this card was actually real. I bought this off a guy on eBay. I paid $30 for it. And that it came back legit and a 1. I'm very happy with that. This will be sticking around in my collection. This is not an easy one to get. Obviously, it's not the prettiest, but man, I'm pretty happy to have this. Sticking with Franklin, it's the 1908 Stolework Ben Franklin. This got a 1, and I believe it got a 1 because on the front, it's kind of got some like red dots. So I'm thinking like maybe it was like a marker or something. So I don't know if that's exactly the reason, but I don't know why else it would have gotten a 1. It's not horrible enough, to me at least, to receive a 1. I was thinking that this was going to get a 2, maybe a 3, but it got the 1. Still very cool. And to pair along with that, we're going to jump into some president stuff. So it's the 1908 Stolework George Washington. This one got a 2. This one's, relatively the same as the Franklin. So, had to have been those marks on that Franklin that brought the grade down. Then, next up, I have the 1888 scrap of Washington and Lincoln. These I soaked out of a scrapbook. You can see the backs are kind of rough, but overall we got solid grades on them, a 1 and a 1.5. I did submit another Lincoln from this same set. It got an authentic, but I've actually already sold that. But it was still a nice copy. It was authentic, I believe, just because it had some staining across the front of it down here by his name. It wasn't trimmed or anything, but it was still a really nice copy. Next, I have the 1885 J.D. Larkin, and this is the Lincoln and the Washington. Not shocking, the Lincoln got the authentic. I thought this one was trimmed going into it, but shocking, the Washington also got authentic. I didn't think there was anything wrong with this one. It says evidence of trimming, but I didn't see it on this one. This one seemed thin from left to right. But this one I thought was a legit copy that didn't have any issues because both of them have clean backs to them. I mean, this one there is a little staining, but still, I don't think that would give it the authentic. I've turned in trade cards before that had staining on the back and they don't get authentics, but it does say evidence of trimming. Don't know where, don't know what spot, but I just love that they're both encased and they actually match. You know, if this one's going to be authentic, I don't mind that one as much being authentic. So I think they look really good together. Great pair. And let's see, more Washington. We have the 1880s. This is the HD 2A. George Washington got a 1.5 on this. This is actually a really nice little card here. Very clean back. Does have a little paper loss, which is I think is why it's getting the 1.5. And then this one is the H602, and this got an authentic. This one I did know was trimmed, so it's still a nice clean copy. Very happy with these. Anything I can find from the 1800s, I almost don't even care if it's authentic. This stuff is getting so difficult to find, especially if you're looking for some high profile, like historic figures. Staying along those same lines, I might have to tip my camera up a little bit for this because I don't know how these are going to show, but let's try this. Let's see if this shows well. So I got the Theodore Roosevelt. This is Colonel Roosevelt in this picture. This is a 1898 Fairbanks, and this is a trade card for a soap company, Fairy Soap, and this is a pretty tough card to get. And this is a very early Teddy Roosevelt, and getting a 4 in this, it's one of the higher grades. I believe there could be a 4.5 in it, but there's only just been a handful of copies of this submitted, so it's a pretty rare card. So to get it in a 4, super happy with that. And then to match it, it's the 1898 Fairbanks William McKinley. So this would have been first term McKinley, and that one also got a 4. So these turned out really good. Very happy with them. They're just hard to show just because the case is so big. Definitely an oversized card, but I'm happy to put them in cases, and they both have matching 4s. So very happy with those. Let's move on to some baseball trade cards, and that's going to kind of finish this up. I submitted quite a few baseball trade cards. That's kind of like my thing that I really enjoy. And, you know, they're all, for the most part, 1800s baseball trade cards. And this one, some of them just have generic titles to them. This is Batter wearing blue and orange socks, but it got a 2. This is a pretty tough one to find with the clean condition here. Nice card. It's got a great image. You know, that's the kind of the thing that attracts me to these old Victorian era cards. It's just the imagery and the color on them. It's phenomenal. The material that they show on these things is great. This is a H804-34, and this is a baseball one, obviously, because he's holding a bat, but there's a series of these that go along with it. I've explained it in a video before. I would like to get the full set of these. There's only 4 or 5 of them to it, but it's a blank back. But it got a 2. This is the let's see. Oh, they didn't. Oh, there it is. The H804-17. So I knew it was called the Bluish Green series, but this is the Victor and Vanquished card. Just the brutality that happened in some of these cards is amazing. I just love it. And these are just great pieces of history here, I believe. Just what people did to kind of promote their businesses. You know, this is for washing machines. So very cool. Got a 2. This is a H804-14, and this got a 3.5, but this looks really great too. I just love it. It's called Double Tap, so obviously the guy getting hit in the face with a ball and the other guy getting hit with a bat, and that's a blank back as well. So my goal with these, with the trade cards, is maybe not to get the full set for each of them, but maybe just get one from every set, just so I have a representation. So here's another one. This is from a Brownies set, and this is a H804-2, and that got a 1.5, also a blank back. This one was kind of shocking to me because I've seen this card several times and I own a couple copies of it. And this is probably the nicest copy that I've seen, and it got a 1.5. You know, all these cards I'm showing are from mainly the 1880s or 1890s. and some of them get generic years. Like this one, they don't give a year, but I know I've seen them with years before, where they've associated them to a year, but this one doesn't have it. But this has a really clean back. This is a super nice card. It may have gotten the 1.5 because it does look like maybe there's some faint like paper loss there in that corner. So that's the only reason why, but this is probably one of the sharpest, cleanest versions of this card I've seen. But I love that image on that one. Next is this one where they kind of project that is Teddy Roosevelt that they're trying to represent in this card. It says, "He may yet become president." And this is the H804-38B. And this one got an authentic. This one was trimmed, but it's got a nice back to it too. You know, I'm not super worried about how clean the back is, but man, when they get nice backs to them, it really definitely helps it out. But that it got the authentic, you know, that's okay. Next up is I have the complete 1878 Forbes set, and they all are authentic, and I knew that going into it. I knew these were all trimmed. I wanted them because they were all very clean copies. There's no advertisement on any of them, and they only say the title at the top. So that would make these what's considered a type 2 variation. There are different variations to these, and that's the one thing that I don't like that SGC did, is they gave them the type 1 designation, and I know whenever I selected and submitted these, I said they were type 2. So once again, they changed the title of what I selected and put the wrong title in. But anyways, they're all authentic, and I think they all look great. But this is a complete set of all the same. So we got Muff, Home Run, Judgment, Twist, and Fly. So all blank back. You can tell they were pasted into an album. All authentic, because typically there's like a slim white border that goes around all of these. So I knew it going into it that they were going to be trimmed, but I still wanted them just for sake of it was a complete set whenever I bought it. And it was a great deal on them. And they were definitely the one main set that I wanted to get a full set of, because it's the first, what they kind of call the first trade card set that represented baseball. So 1878. Next up, Casey at the Bat. This is from 1902. This is a Metropolitan Life Insurance Company trade card. This is probably one of the newer ones that I have, obviously being in the 1900s and not 1800s, but still a very nice copy of this. This one kind of pops up every now and then, so you can find this one, but still, just thought it was a neat little image. Looks like a little girl playing ball. Then we have the H804-15A. Got this in a 2. And this is called An Anxious Moment. You know, just very fun image. Beautiful colors that they use in these. Maybe one day I'll do a video on the trade cards, just because I have so many of them. But because I have a lot more that I don't even have graded, and others that I've had graded previously. But this is the H804-11. This is the Circle Position Series. This is Marshall and Ball. This got a 2. It's a very nice copy. This is the third baseman. And the back is really clean on this as well. Very nice. But this would be a set I would love to put together. It is kind of bigger for the trade card set. I know Dan at Old Sarge Collects is putting it together. He's only got a couple more to go to finish it. And that's, you know, I don't aspire to do that full set, but I do have one more that goes to it. And it is the left fielder. And this one got a 3. And just, you know, classic looking card. I think there was a REA Auctions catalog one time that had these on the cover of it. And I want to try to track down that catalog. But just great cards. And this is a pretty good grade for these, getting that 3. Another awesome copy is this 1882 Vogel Brothers. This is definitely a tough card to get in nice grade, or not a nice grade because it's authentic, but all of them are authentic only because this was the cover of a pamphlet that they used, this Vogel Brothers company. So this was the cover, so always this top edge is going to be trimmed. So it just depends on what kind of copy you get, on how well somebody did trimming that top edge. But these borders are pretty standard. So the way that this person trimmed this one, they did a phenomenal job cutting it. Very clean copy. But I think I've seen ones out there with grades on it, but they had to have been early on grades to get an actual number grade, because they are all authentic. The back, very clean card. This is one of my more favorites that I have. It's not from a set, it's just kind of a standalone. Next is these Boss Pat cases. These are baseball trade cards from a set. This is only, I think this is the only baseball card out of this set, but I have two of them here. Both of them are authentic. Both of them were trimmed. I knew that going into it. I'm going to keep one for myself and sell the other one. But these are definitely fun copies, and just not an easy one to find in nice condition. And the backs of these are actually both pretty nice as well. And let's see, last up is one more trade card, and it is a brush with the ball. This is the 1888 Buford & Sons H804-3. Awesome, awesome images on this. This is one of the sets that I'm trying to put together as well. I just need one more for this set. There are 4 cards, I believe, in it. I have 3 of the 4. This one is a duplicate for me. Came back authentic because of the back and the paper loss, but the front image is awesome. So this one will be up for sale, just because I don't need a duplicate of it, but very cool image. One of the better images also for the trade cards. So that is all I have for you guys. I appreciate you guys sticking with me through this, and I apologize that I haven't been able to get a lot of content out here recently. Things have been pretty busy around here for me, but you can find me on IG and on eBay. So watch my listings. Maybe I'll post something that you might be interested in. But don't forget, there's a fine line between a collector and a hoarder. Which one are you?